Raise your hand if you knew Vanessa Hudgens had this kind of performance in her. Yeah, that's what I thought. Gimme Shelter is based on the true story of a young woman trying to escape her dire situation and find the family that left her behind, and how she handles it when the family she finds isn't the one she was expecting. Vanessa Hudgens plays Apple, the girl at the center of it all, with actors like Brendan Fraser, James Earl Jones, and Rosario Dawson filling out the remainder of the cast. But it's Hudgens here who steals the show. Not that she has much competition, but still. In fact, let's just go ahead and call it, she's the best thing about this movie. There's a real difficulty in capturing these down-on-your-luck archetypes. You want the performance to be honest without being pandering. And I never once felt like Apple wasn't a real person dealing with real issues. Speaking of real issues, I also want to give the movie props for dealing with really tough ones like neglect, abuse, and even abortion. And doing it without being preachy. Not that the film didn't have a point of view on the subjects, but I never felt like it went out of its way to push any kind of agenda, which is saying a lot for a movie like this. It's because of this that some of the moments of choices in this movie manage to hit home so deeply. Usually, with a movie that has this kind of faith-based setup, the emotions can seem forced or cloying, but I found many of these moments and the messages along with them to be truly moving and beautiful. Notice I said many and not all, as unfortunately there were a few things that kept this movie from fully connecting. First off, despite Hudgens' genuine and honest performance, many others in the film appeared to have graduated from overacting university with a major in melodramatics and a minor in histrionics. Especially Brendan Fraser. I mean, maybe it's a bit much to ask him to carry this kind of dramatic role, but I didn't buy him for a second as this father coming to terms with his past. But the worst thing is that the movie seemed to occasionally get bogged down in its own emotion, giving the overall feel of the proceedings a slower and occasionally manipulative feel. Much of the time the movie was like swimming through molasses, very slow going and just a bit too syrupy sweet for its own good. At the end of the day, Gimme Shelter occasionally falls prey to the pitfalls of most faith-based dramas, but a deft handling of tough issues and an incredible performance by Vanessa Hudgens is enough to keep it from falling below a C. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. You can stay tuned for this review's best ever challenge here in a bit. But first, I'm going to put some stuff up over here. You can click on this area. If you want to subscribe, which I'd very much appreciate, you can do that by clicking the big gray subscribe button. If you want to see more, you can click over here to see reviews for Devil's Due, That Awkward Moment, or the new Jason Reitman movie Labor Day. You can also click the logo right up here to go to yourmoviefriend.com, where you can search by title for reviews. And finally, this review's best ever challenge, where you name the best movie ever in a particular category and also try to identify my choice. This time, let's figure out the best Brendan Fraser movie ever. He hasn't been bad in everything, right? Mine may have been one of the weakest movies to win the Academy Award for Best Picture, as that's an easy one to get on Google, as the cross-section of Brendan Fraser and Oscars is exactly one movie. But do you know it without help from the internet? Try to do that first. Drop your own answer and a guess at mine in the comments, and the first person to guess mine does get a point. Thanks, and don't forget to subscribe.